Hello everybody, today we are back with another fight night prediction and opinions. We have Medic versus Rodriguez. This fight night, isn't super stacked. It's not like the DDP Usman, but it's an alright card. I think it's going to be fun. I think there's some fun matchups. There's going to be a lot of striking matchups. There's not going to be like wrestling and shit like that, you know what I mean? So let's get started off strong. Spastic versus Luciano. This is a new ad. I think yesterday this was added. Spastic has a record of 7-1. She's a power striker, and her last fight was a TKO win over Samara Santos. Her strengths are power, aggression, finishing, ability, and her weaknesses are grappling and defense. Well, she doesn't have UFC experience either. This is her debut. Stephanie Luciano. Her record is 7-2-1. She has a well-rounded grappling style, and her last fight was a submission win over Ravena Oliveira. Her strengths are Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, takedown experience, and she doesn't have as much knockout power as Spastic does, but I am going to be picking Luciano to just bring her to the ground and dominate on the floor. Her last win was a submission, and that's the thing that Spastic has a hard time dealing with. Spastic wants a first round finish, yeah. Luciano wants to slow it down. So if it gets past the first round, I honestly think that Luciano is going to take it home. Easy peasy. But if she gets knocked out, that's when we lose our bet here. But Luciano, boom. Again, if you see me looking to the left, I'm looking at what I have written down here. Lika, I think that's how you say it. Leka, maybe? Versus Popek. Alexander Popek. Lika has a record of 13-2. He's 1-0 professionally. His style is a heavy-handed striker. His last fight was a TKO win. His strengths are power, his size, and his pressure. And his weaknesses are cardio. The fight goes the distance. This guy's getting gassed out. I think you can tell by the image we're staring at here. He does have some badass tattoos though. So Alexander Popek. His record's 21-5. This is his UFC debut. His style is kickboxing and grappling. His last fight was a decision win. His strengths are experience and durability. He has fought more than Leke has. Big power fight, Leke has a size advantage. Popek has more experience. I'm personally gonna go for Leke to beat up Popek in his debut. I think he's just a better striker than Popek is, and they are not gonna be taking it to the ground. So I think that he will get overwhelmed by the pressure of Popek. Next fight is Nina Milosevic. I think that's how you say it, Milosevic, versus Haley Cohen. Nina has a record of 8-1. This is her debut. She's a striker, and her last fight was a win. I do not have a name here. Her strengths are speed and combinations, but she does not have UFC level experience. This is her debut. When Haley Cohen is 7-5, she likes to wrestle and grapple. Her last fight was a loss against Alice Pereira, and her strengths are takedown and physicality. But if she gets hit a lot on the feet striking, it's tough for her. So this is a striking versus wrestler. Cohen pretty much just needs to take her down immediately. And I am going to be picking Nina Milosevic. Because yes, Haley Cohen is a wrestler, but I don't think that she's very good. I think that Nina is going to come in and stand and bang and beat up Haley Cohen, just like Alice Pereira did. Next fight, we have Matthias Rebecki versus Kyle Propalik. This fight is going to be a really, really good fight. I think it's going to be very stand and bang. Now, Kyle's from Canada and I'm from Canada, so there might be some one-sidedness here. Matthias Rebecki, 20-5. His style is wrestling and pressure striking. His last fight was a loss. His strengths are takedowns, pace, and toughness. Weakness, can take damage entering range. Kyle Propalik. His record's 18-10. He's a boxer. His last fight was a win, and his strengths are boxing experience. This guy's been in the octagon more than Rebecki has, and he has a worse record, so that makes me nervous. He's not great, and he can get taken down. Like, he can get shot and taken down. So I am gonna have to take Matez. I'm taking Rebecki. I'm taking Rebecki over Kyle. Sorry, brother. Sorry, my Canadian brother. Now, Buzuke versus Bogdan Great. I'm really bad with the names. I don't know if you've noticed. I'm really not fucking good at them. So let's lock in here. Dennis is a record of 12-6. He's a boxer. His last fight was a loss, and he's tough, and he has lots of volume. He doesn't have great defensive grappling, and I mean, neither really does Grad. He's 15-4. He's an aggressive striker. His last fight was a win. He's very aggressive. He shows the aggression in every single fight that he has. He doesn't have great defense when he's striking though. He seems to get hit in confrontation. But I think I'm going to be taking Bogdan Grad to beat Dennis. But this will be a really good striking battle. I am excited for this fight on the prelims. Nikolic versus Mark Vologden. This is like Blob Slimy Colossus versus guy we can't see because UFC's awesome sauce. Let's go over Nikolic. He's a 16-2 striker. His last fight was a win, and he's really quick with combinations. He's not great with grappling, but this Mark Vologden guy is a very well-rounded fighter. Not as explosive as Nikolic's gonna be, but his last fight was a win as well. I'm taking Mark Vologden to beat this debut fighter, Nikolic. Now that could be pretty risky, but I'm taking that. Obon Elliott versus Michael Oliveira. We have Moro Vet versus someone who's won his first fight in pro. Obon Elliott seems to be the type of guy that's kind of getting thrown at all these like new debut guys. So I'm going to be taking Michael Oliveira to beat Obon Elliott. You know, we'll see. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be close. I think Michael Oliveira is going to KO Elliott, to be honest. Ludovic Klein versus Tofik Musayev. Ludovic Klein's a 24-5-1 record. He's a kickboxer, and his last fight was a win. His strengths are speed, kicks, and accuracy. Ludovic Klein is a 24-5-1 record kickboxer who has speed, great kicks, and good accuracy. His last fight was a win. He's not great wrestling against elite grapplers, and that's when we that's when he kind of gets beat out, is with the wrestling. Tofik Moisayev is 23-6, explosive striker. His last fight was a win. He has extreme power and good combinations, but he's also not great against wrestling, but that should not be an issue here. It should just be striker for striker. It's gonna be a really good fight. Lots of significant strikes, I think. This is definitely the best fight on the prelims. I'm taking Tofik Moisayev to beat Klein. That's what I think. I think that's how you say it. Milos Jenic. I think that's how you say it. I'm just gonna call him Milos versus Noah Gunon. Milos has a record of 10-2. He's a striker. His last fight was a win. KO. Pretty powerful, aggressive, and he's a finishing striker. Both of their debuts, this is a pretty good fight. They can be reckless. Noah is 10-2. He's a well-rounded striker slash grappler. He's kind of good at both. His last fight was a win. He's super athletic and really fast, but he has less experience at UFC level, like pro level. I think I'm gonna have to take Milos just to overpower Noah and get that KO TKO. I don't think Noah Gunon is ready for Milos's power. This is a tight one. This is like 50-50 odds, but I think Milos is gonna get it done. Vlasto versus Gilbert. Vlasto's 12-2. He's kind of a heavy-handed striker. His last fight was a win. KO. He has lots of pressure, good durability, and he's obviously powerful if he's getting KOs. His weakness can be defense when attacking. When he's attacking, he tends to drop his hands and then that's when he gets hit. Gilbert has an 8-4 record. He's a grappler striker, a little bit of both. His last fight was a loss, and his strengths are his size in the middleweight division and his submissions. But I'm gonna have to take Vlasto to beat Gilbert. Dusko Todorovic versus Robert Valentine. Dusko Todorovic is 13-6. He's a kickboxer, mixed martial arts fighter. His last fight was a loss, and you know, he has good striking combinations, and his experience is a little bit more than Robert's. Robert Valentine, 12-6, won no contest. He's pretty grappling heavy. He has good cardio, good pressure, but he's not great while standing. I feel like he'll get hit. That's the only time that Dusko has any chance, but I think he's going to be getting taken down. I think Robert Valentine is going to be taking home the win on Saturday. Boom. Alexander Rakic versus Marcin Tybura. 14-6, Rakic, and he is a technical kickboxer. His last loss was versus Magomed Ankalaev. Rakic is 14-6. He is a kickboxer, and he is facing Marcin Tybura. Rakic's last fight was a loss against Mirzurikhanov, and Marcin's last fight was also a loss against Fortune. But I think Alexander Rakic is just such a more built heavyweight than Marcin is, and I think that he's a way better striker. He's bigger. He walks around not as big, but I think Alexander Rakic is gonna win this pretty comfortably. Now this is a fun fight. We have Jan Blachowicz. Holy, I cannot speak. We have Jan versus Navajo Sterling. We have a 29-11 vet versus a 10-0 Navajo Sterling, undefeated. His last fight was a win against Kulaba. I don't fucking know. His last fight was a win. Jan's last fight was a draw against Guskov, and I'm pretty sure Jan was supposed to fight Guskov. Wait, what? Was he not supposed to fight Guskov on this card? I swear Jan was supposed to fight Guskov on this card, but he's fighting Navajo Sterling. I think Navajo Sterling is going to demolish Jan. I don't even think, you know, this is tough because Jan did just have a draw against Guskov, and Guskov's a good fighter, but Navajo Sterling is going to beat Jan. He's too technical. He's too technical, and I think that they're really trying to build up Navajo Sterling, so I have Navajo Sterling winning this fight. Now, main card, Uros Medic versus Daniel Rodriguez. Uros Medic is 13-3. He's from Serbia. His last fight was against Neil, and he won. Daniel Rodriguez's last fight was against Kevin Holland, and he won. Kevin Holland is not... Right now, we have Rodriguez coming down the ranks, and we have Medic going up the ranks. Medic is so much more technical, but has better cardio than Rodriguez does. This is going to be a good fight, but I have Uros Medic to beat Daniel Rodriguez. Those are my predictions for UFC Medic versus Rodriguez. And where's this at? Belgrade Arena, BJ Serbia. They have Medic, who I think they have here fighting Rodriguez because they want a Serbian to win. I cannot watch this fight night again, unfortunately. I will be doing breakdown on what I see and how much I get right or wrong, but those are all my predictions. I wouldn't tail me on this card. I am very iffy. I am going to be putting money on this card, obviously, but I'm very, I don't know, so some of these fights just make me a little bit nervous, I think Medic's going to win for sure. I think Navajo Sterling's going to win for sure. You know, I think Rakic's going to win for sure. I will be talking to you guys when I do my little breakdown. That should probably be on like the Monday. I'd say I'll be doing that. But yeah, have a good night. Goodbye.